Hey everybody, out there in YouTube land, another KLR project here. This one is LED headlight conversion. Ordered a set of these BeamTech LED headlight kit from Amazon. Well, that's probably not much of a number. I think it was like $37. The KLR takes an H7 bulb. I've already got one of the lights installed, so here's the factory bulb, which is a standard H7 halogen bulb you can buy anywhere. Now, this is kind of how it goes in the bike, but actually the KLR has an adapter that sits behind this, kind of a spacer, plugs in here, and it's a different style plug for the harness. It's kind of weird. So this flange here on the BeamTech is what would normally fit in your normal housing, H7 housing, and then to install it, you turn that, it comes off, you put this in your housing, it's locked on, they're all different ways, and then you reinsert the LED bulb in through here and turn it and lock it in there, and it stays in there. But there's a little difference on the KLR, and makes it a little different, and you need a spacer, and this is the solution. This is a 3D printed spacer. It's about 8 millimeters thick, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, we're over here at the back of the cowling off the bike, and this is the let me zoom back. There's the back of your cowling. This is the back of the headlight assembly. This is how you adjust the headlight assembly. I've already got the one LED installed, so this is how the factory looks. Your plug plugs on there off your harness, and you got this rubber boot, so we'll pop the rubber boot off. Bloop. And there's what you would think is the back of the bulb, and it kind of is, but kind of it isn't. But it's retained by this wire clip. I don't know if you can see this. It clips in behind this little hook here. So to get this thing out, you push in on it, disengage it, turn it out of the way, and then the bulb comes out. But, and it looks like that's the bulb, right? I mean, that looks like, you know, regular 907 style or something, but it's not. The bulb, this is an adapter the bulb plugs into. So see how thick it is from the flange to the back here? It's about 9 millimeters or so. So this bulb, if I do it one-handed, plugs into, you can see the plug here. Get an extra hand here. Anyways, the bulb comes out of this base. There we go. Pull it out. Sorry. Only got two hands. So the bulb plugs into this base. And you can see also the spread on the plug is different. So that's why you need the spacer, because if you had just a regular H7 bulb like this and it goes in there and you try to lock it down, it's not going to grip it. It's got a lot of, hold on here, so you put it in there, it's not going to lock it down, it's not going to grip it right. Okay, so I got the bulb apart from the adapter, that's what I'm going to call it, I don't know. The bulb plugs into this adapter, and the whole assembly goes in, and the retainer wire here actually pushes on the back of this adapter. So when this thing's all assembled, and I'm just kind of like envision it like that. Yeah, it's about 9 millimeters thick or something like that. So if you put in just the bulb by itself, and a standard bulb, an H7 bulb, and it goes in there, goes in all the way, fits in there nice. See, obviously, I get it up in there. If you lock this down the way it's supposed to, it's not even touching the bulb, it's just floating around. So if you install the LED, how this works is you give it a turn, you pop off the base, the retainer. That would go in there normally. Get it in there. Let's see here. Put that in there. Okay, so that's in there. And then you would lock down your retainer, which I'm not going to lock it because it's not going to, and then you would insert the bulb and lock it. Well, it's just floating here. It's not going to work. This is too thick. So the solution was simply, and there was a guy that had one on Thingiverse, there's a couple different ones, which is a website for sharing 3D printed parts. His had a slight error. There was these lines came together, so this would be a separate piece. It wouldn't print right, so we had to change it a little bit. But so my neighbor helped me out with this. So now we can put this spacer in. So then our flange from the back of the bulb would go in. And I'm just kind of throwing this together for you real quick to give you an idea. So now it's in there, now it's locked. Now you can come in with the LED bulb, and you got to get it the right way. There we go. And this thing's going to fall off of here. But you get the idea. You turn and lock it in there. And then you're good to go. I don't have this seated right all the way, so. But you get the idea. And then I cut the boot, fit it in there. And then you still have to use that adapter that's on the back of the bulb, because the plug on this is designed for the same as the back of an H7 bulb, where your wire harness would plug into that. Well, that doesn't work. So you got to plug the adapter that was on the back of the bulb onto your wire on the LED, and then you plug this whole thing into your harness on the bike. But that's the basic install of putting these BeamTech LED bulbs in here. Once you have that little spacer that I 3D printed, makes it a lot easier. And I already had this on the bike and tried seeing how the halogen compares to the LED, and it's quite a bit different. So we'll get a video of it all back together and show you what that looks like. Okay, here we are with both of the BeamTech LED H4, H7, whatever these are, LED bulbs installed in the KLR. Had to cut the boot a little bit to make them fit. This is the spacer. They were 3D printed. There was the whole key unit fitting. This goes in first. Then the retaining flange of the LED goes in behind it. Your little wire clips over it. Then the LED light goes into its base, and it's a little insert and churn and lock type of thing to hold it in place. And then, of course, the adapter that's on the end of the light bulb, the factory bulb, the LED plugs into that, and then that plugs into your harness. So let's get this thing installed on the back on the bike, the whole fairing, and see how it looks. Yeah, it's a little brighter than stock was. Just a tad.